What is going on, Sergeant Guys here? Hope everybody's having a great day, and today here we are going to be giving you a top 5 class setup after season 1. What weapons are good? What weapons should you guys be using here on season 1? And today we got 5 choices for you to be picking from, and we're going to get into all of that right here. But first off, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, follow all my social medias down below, and sponsorships. You can use my code GAZ on any other websites to help support me and get yourself a discount. So the very first weapon that we are going to get into on today's video is the Rival 9 SMG. This is an SMG that is used in the CWL. Any of the SMG players are using this gun right here. The first attachment that we are going to be throwing on this today here is the Rival C Clear Shot Barrel. This barrel is going to give you a bunch of pros for aiming, idle, sway, bolt velocity, damage range, and recoil control. This is going to help you being able to beam people at further ranges, as well as your recoil control going up. The second attachment here I absolutely love is the T51R Billeted Brake S. I've been putting this attachment on pretty much all my weapons because the pro gives you an insane boost to your vertical recoil, which again, vertical recoil is very important, and that is going to help you beam people a lot easier. Firing aim stability, your horizontal recoil will go down a little bit, but that is nothing to worry about. Range goes down just a tad, but your recoil control with vertical, it just goes up an insane amount. The third attachment that we have on this weapon, it's a very fast weapon. So if you are trying to run and gun, getting 2, 3, 4 kills may become very difficult if you have the base 30 round on. So we threw on the big 50 round drum. This will make your gun a little heavier, but this SMG still feels really good. The mobility. The fourth attachment here, we have the MTZ Marauder Stock. This is going to give you gun kick control, aiming, idle, sway, firing aim stability. We look at the stats here. Your recoil control is going to go up quite a bit. Your mobility and handling will go down because this is a pretty heavy stock, but your accuracy as well gets a boost. The fifth and final attachment on the Rival 9 here today is the Rival Vice Assault Grip. This is going to give you even more recoil control to your weapon so you can beam people at further ranges. We checked this out in the firing range. You can see it aims down really fast, so that is not anything you got to worry about. Your mobility is still really good with this gun, and then of course you can freaking beam these bots. And the third one may be a little hard to hit, but you can tap fire that. There's not many times where you're going to have to be beaming people at that range with this SMG. And to get into the other parts of the class setup, we're only going to say this once. Everything past my primary weapon is exactly the same on all my classes. So if you want to copy this down, it's going to be the same on all the classes. We have a Renetti pistol here in our back pocket. We're going to just instantly give you all the attachments you can copy right here. This is not part of the top 5 class setup, but you can just see this as a bonus. We're not going to go into that. Stun grenade, claymore, ammunition box, scavenger gloves. This combo right here, I like to put on all my weapons so I never run out of ammo. I go on a lot of streaks. I try to drop nukes in most of my games, so this comes in handy, so I don't have to pick up anybody else's weapon. Then for our boots here, we have Converse sneakers on. This is going to be dead silence, so you're going to be able to run around silently, run and gun, along with the ghost combination, where if they call in a UAV, you won't be painted on the radar. This is a beautiful setup right here. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into our second weapon, the MCW. The MCW obviously is a fan favorite weapon on here, another go-to weapon in the CWL. First attachment that we're of course going to get into is the Mark III reflector. I throw this on most of my assault rifles. This is just a really good elo sight. You can see most of your screen when you aim down your sight. Second attachment on the list here is the 16.5 inch MCW Cyclone long barrel. This is going to give you a crazy amount of bullet velocity and range, aiming, idle, sway, and firing aim stability. This will boost up your range and recoil control quite a lot. This gun is a beam at any range. You're going to be able to 3-shot literally anywhere. Third attachment we have on the list is the T51R Billeted Brake. We were just talking about this. I put this on a majority of my weapons because it just increases your vertical recoil an insane amount. Firing aim stability, gun kick control. Another attachment that's just going to give you little to no recoil, a crazy amount of recoil control boost. The fourth attachment here we have on the weapon is the 5.56 NATO high grain rounds ammunition. This is going to give you more damage range and bullet velocity, making it easier for you to hit your enemy. So that is going to be a beautiful thing to put on. Fifth and final attachment we have on this gun is the 40 round mag. Getting those extra 10 bullets in this gun instead of the 30 round mag helps tremendously in multiplayer. When you have to kill 2, 3, maybe even 4 people at one time, this will do the job. 30 rounds, sometimes you run out of ammo too quick and then you get killed for it. And that is going to do it for the MCW here. Copy that, give it a go if you like that class as well. All right, we get into the firing range with the MCW. This aims down really fast. It's actually pretty good for the mobility and running around. And then of course, you already know this thing has little to no recoil. Beams at any range. 3-shot, 4-shot. It is crazy. The third weapon on our list here today is the HOLGER 5.56 assault rifle. Again, we get into this one. We have another Mark III reflector on it, of course. This insane elo scope. Don't have to say much about it. Just know that it's amazing. Second attachment we have on here is the Cheerios 6 match. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Sorry if I'm not. Bullet velocity and range, you get a crazy amount. Recoil control and gun kick control. This will boost your range and recoil control on this weapon quite a lot. Your mobility and handling will go down a little bit because it makes your gun heavier. The third attachment here, once again, T51R billeted brake. Not a surprise. We throw this on most of the weapons. Crazy amount of boost to your vertical recoil, firing aim stability, and gun kick control. Again, you can see how much of a boost you get to your recoil control. Range will go down just a tad, and your accuracy will go down just a little bit as well. Fourth attachment here on the list is, once again, the 5.56 NATO high-grain rounds ammunition. We throw this on just like the MCW. Bullet velocity and damage range. You're going to be able to beam people at further ranges. That's going to help out quite a lot. And then the fifth and final attachment, another one that we have on just like the MCW, is those extra 10 bullets that are going to help you in battle, so you can get that extra kill or two. This is a fantastic choice of a weapon if you want to use the HOLGER 5.56. We get into the firing range here. We have the HOLGER 5.56. This thing aims down pretty quickly. I actually do enjoy the mobility on this weapon quite a lot, and you're gonna have little to no recoil as usual on all these weapons. We try to build them out the best way possible. The fourth weapon that we have on the list is one of my favorite battle rifles in the game, probably my #1 battle rifle. That is the Bass B. This thing is insane, very high damage. We get into this one. Once again, Mark III reflector on this weapon. You already know the deal. Throw that on. Second attachment we have on here is another barrel that is going to allow you to shoot at further ranges. Bolt velocity and range, recoil control, aiming, idle sway, and gun kick control. This is going to give you a very big boost to your range, a little to your damage, recoil control, accuracy, just a lot of plus sides. Obviously, it's going to make your gun heavier, so mobility and handling go down a little bit. No surprise here. T51R billeted brake L on the weapon. Crazy amount of vertical recoil, firing aim stability. You're going to get a huge boost to your recoil control. Range goes down just a little bit. This one is a preference. You might want to throw on the 45 round when it comes to this. I was throwing on the 30 round just to balance this gun out so it's not too heavy. But if you are finding yourself reloading way too much, you can throw on the 45 round. Your gun will just have less mobility. The fifth and final attachment we have on the Bass B here today is the Bruin Minuteman stock. This is going to give you more recoil control on your weapon. Aiming, idle sway, gun kick control, firing aim stability, recoil control. Big boost to your recoil control. Big boost to your accuracy. Mobility and handling will go down a little bit, and that is the Bass B. Copy that. As you can see, we can check this out. The aim down sight speed is a little slow. Like I said, this is one of those heavier weapons. That's why I'm not using the 45 round, because I want to try to balance out the gun. But this thing hits hard, and it has little to no recoil. It is crazy at how many bullets you put in at what range. The fifth and final weapon on today's top 5 class setups is the Striker SMG. This thing is another fan favorite of people's. We go ahead and get into the attachments on the Striker here. We have the Striker Recon long barrel. This is going to give you bullet velocity and range and aiming, idle sway, so you can be able to beam people at further ranges. Your range will go up. Handling, mobility goes down a little bit because it makes your gun heavier. No surprise here. Once again, T51R billeted brake S. Vertical recoil goes up crazy amount. Firing aim stability, you're going to be able to have little to no recoil with this. The third attachment we have on here is an ammunition, .45 auto high grain rounds. This is going to give you no enemy skulls, which is an interesting pro, but we put this on because of bullet velocity and damage range, so we can shoot at further ranges and not have to put too many bullets in somebody. Again, this is going to make your damage go up and your range a little bit. Recoil control goes down just a tad, but we already are doing just fine on that. So on this weapon, I decided to go all out. I threw on the big 60 round. This is, of course, going to make your gun a lot heavier. You could even throw on the 48 round if you do have this unlocked. That's not a bad choice as well, but I threw on the 60 round and I just go run and gun, get a crazy amount of kills. The fifth and final attachment on today's weapon is the FSS Priority Tactical Stock. Recoil control, movement speed, and sprint speed. This is going to boost up your mobility a little bit as well as your recoil control, so this is a good combination, and that is going to do it for the Striker. We get into the firing range here. You can see, of course, for an SMG, it's going to aim down pretty quickly, and the good thing about this is that it's got little to no recoil. Even on the third guy, you can beam him quite nicely. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's video, use any of these class setups, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more. We'll have another top 5 class setups video here in the near future. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one.